Well, here we are, Impulse, once again, biting off more than we can chew in the nether.
Of course, man. You and I, you know how we do. We got to tackle the huge project on the server
Every time.
in the
every
nether,
time.
of course.
always doing things more than we can handle. But yeah, things are happening here. You want to explain?
Well, yeah, as people can probably see, we are working on a wither farm, a wither skeleton farm, and we've been working on it a little bit in live streams, got it semi-working, but nowhere close to where this thing's going to be when we're done with it. So we have some platforms, right? We're using the whole nether brick spawning technology and fortress
This is
bounding
kind
boxes.
of stuff I showed off in my last tutorial for the simple wither skeleton farm. You can actually, wither skeletons will spawn on any nether brick inside the entire fortress bounding box. So we're taking advantage of that and making this massive, like, plus-shaped design here that's going to have, what did we say? It's got 4 towers and, like, 8 platforms on each
platforms, yeah, they're all 20 by 30.
Yeah.
It's like 19,000 spawning spaces in total.
1,000 spawn platforms here, so this thing is going to be huge. But we still have a ton of work to do, and we have a lot to explain. There's a separator over here. We're going to have flying machines that are going to be with slime blocks that are going to be pushing the mobs off. A crusher system here, so we're going to go over all that eventually. But I think first we just want to really bang out some more spawn platforms and get this thing as close to fully operational as we can.
Definitely, man. We got to roll up our sleeves and place about
And not get killed
19,000
by
blocks.
17 billion gas that are shooting us every 10 seconds here.
Yeah, this is a bit nerve-wracking out here. Luckily, I have my noob juice on me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rock.
All right. Oh, hey, look out, dude. It's your nemesis.
Oh, yeah, this guy. I'm not so worried about these small ones, but
It's the big ones. It's
yeah.
the big ones. Yeah, they're a little bit scary. All right, let's see how many of these guys we can stack up here by the end of the episode. What do you say?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd love to see this thing just filled with these guys and one go get about 3 skulls or so. That sounds good to me.
Excellent. All right, let's get busy and start placing some blocks.
Whoa, look at this thing, man. This thing is enormous. Can you believe we did this already?
Unfreaking believable, this thing. I think that goes down as the largest jump cut in the history of YouTube right there, dude.
Probably. I know. What did this take us? A couple streams and a couple nights working together?
Yeah, I think this is like 2-3 live streams and 2 nights of work here, but man.
And we're not even done.
No.
We're not even done yet.
Well, honestly, what we did though is it's all the grunt work. We got all the grunt work out of the way, so
yeah. Skip past all the boring stuff. They didn't even see that.
Yeah, but this thing, we're both incredibly excited. Like, this thing is going to be ridiculous. The rates it's going to produce.
I mean, look at this. We've done 3 of the slime block flying machine pusher things that we're going to show you guys in a minute. We've done 3 already just to make sure that it was going to work, and we got it down. And we're already getting contestants.
They just showed up waiting to be knocked out. Yeah, love it.
Oh, I think I just got a skull.
Did you? I think I might have too. I don't know. This skulls are crazy.
Yep. Oh my gosh, we've already got 10 skulls in here just from hitting these guys every once in a while. This thing is going to be majorly producing.
It is crazy. And the thing I love too is it's not just a skull farm. It's going to be a crazy gold farm. It's going to be, if we want, it can be a crazy blaze farm. It's a magma cream farm. This thing is just unbelievable.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so what we got is like platforms everywhere. We'll get into all the details later, but we'll go into all the science and how many platforms there are. But I think we want to dive right into doing the flying machines, right?
Yeah, it'd be nice to get, like I said, we got 3 built. We have 29 more to go.
Right.
So
let's see one going right by there. Yep.
Yeah, you can kind of see them flying back and forth. I think we should go up there and kind of show them what's going on with those flying machines. That'd probably be a good idea.
Excellent, yeah. All right, so let's talk about flying machines here because they're kind of the heart and soul of this entire farm and what makes this whole thing tick. So, so the idea here is we're going to have, every floor is going to have one flying machine, one tall 1 block tall flying machine with long slime block arms on it, and it's going to be going back and forth between the edge over here and the backside over there. And as it's coming forward from the back to the front, it's going to be pushing all the mobs into this pit of sadness, we like to call it here. What happens to things that fall down there, by the way?
They get crushed, unless they're Wither Skelly.
Yeah. And then they just get slashed a few minutes later, right? So, the pit of sadness. And then back there, so we're going to have these two, what we got started here are going to be what we call the catchers. It's what catches the flying machine and kind of bounces it back the other way. And the one over here, we're going to have some stuff with leaf blocks we're going to show you in a little bit, but we'll get to that later. So we're going to do this in parts here. You want to show off the how the catchers work?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we want to do is basically just update an observer block that's attached to the flying machine. So we're going to do that by basically just having it come into an observer block itself, and that will update it. So let me grab an observer block here, and it's facing this way. So basically, as the piston arrives, it's going to give this guy an update, which sends a signal through the obsidian, and then this repeater is on 4 ticks, so just 4 ticks later, it's going to update the other observer block on the flying machine to kind of send it back the other way, which is really cool. So that's all there really is to it. But if we want to get a little more fancy, we can actually add an on-off switch. So we just put a torch under there, which will permanently power that repeater, so an update can't even happen.
Right.
And then if we want it on, we just put a lever there and flip it on. So basically just power this block.
So this is when we want to turn
on.
Yeah, when we want to turn this whole farm on and off, right, we're just going to have to find a way to like power all these blocks on the bottom
Exactly.
there. Okay.
Exactly. So got another one down here. I'll just hook up real quick. And we'll do a lever on that in case we want to shut this guy off. I think we probably will, right, shut off the back side of the farm.
Yeah, we were debating
We're still
that.
kind of talking about it, but haven't really decided
Backside is
yet.
like, we got to run more redstone and stuff, but it'll be cleaner because you won't see it from the front. So we're kind of leaning toward that.
Yeah, I think so. So
you forgot
that's
to
ready
there.
to catch it and stop.
I got you.
What happened? Thanks for the delay.
No problem.
I always forget to set the repeaters.
Okay, so those are the catches. They're just flipped, right? They're pretty much the same, but you do
Exactly.
have to make sure they line up kind of correctly.
Yeah,
So that,
well, since you're going to build the flying machine, you make sure they line up.
even these themselves need to be lined up, and then the flying machine needs to line up with it, right?
Yep.
So, for instance, I'm going to build a flying machine there. Let's see if I can do this without messing it up. So it's basically a series of pistons. Double check what I'm doing here. Make sure it's not incorrect.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll back you up if you make a mistake like
Yeah,
you did
I'm sure
me.
you will, yeah. And then add one more observer pointing into the slime block. So it's the observer that powers the piston through the slime block there. And once I add this last one over here, it should actually turn on, right?
That looks right.
So we ready to turn this guy
Well,
on?
as soon as you get it. Yeah, as soon as you put an observer in, they'll take off. So.
Miss.
Did you smack the slime
Yeah,
block?
I got a little nervous.
Put an observer there.
There we go. Okay, so there it goes. Now, obviously, we're not going to have our end caps here. We brought them in to show you exactly how this thing works.
For demonstration purposes.
Right. Hopefully this will work here. It's powered, right? So
It stopped, yeah. So
okay.
Demonstrating the stoppage power
Bam.
of these
All right.
guys.
So by depowering it, the machine is on, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you
way
can
to
see
think of it,
the piston, the back of the piston gives it that update. This gives that observer the update, sends it on its way, which is really cool.
Right.
So this was a design by Nembon. We saw on his he did this on a sugarcane farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hermitcraft server is sponsored by Nembon. Yeah. So yeah, this was a really cool design, and we liked it because it was just one high, and that's important because here, let's shut this guy off real quick so we can demonstrate.
Okay.
It's pretty important because when this thing goes out the backside, we don't want it pushing the mobs this way because there's nothing for them that way. So we have to put up a little safety rail, if you will,
Right. A leaf
over
barrier.
here. And so this machine can actually make it through this guy, which is nice. So we can, I guess, demonstrate that because the leaves are immovable. You can use furnaces.
Critical. Yeah, most
obsidian.
flying machines are too high and they wouldn't work because then the slime blocks would be sticking to the roof if they're up there or the floor or just causing all kinds of problems. But yeah,
I'll
this is
demonstrate
cool.
this.
Go ahead.
I don't mind demonstrating this. If let's throw on just a few more slime blocks here, just to prove our point, and then I'll flip this switch and try to get in front of it.
Sure. So the idea is,
so I'm a mob.
as the mobs are being pushed toward the back, they're gonna glitch through the block like that and take one tick of damage, and then just the machine reverses itself and pushes it back the other way, which is really cool.
And at this point, this is where the ledge would be, here. So and they would fall down just like over here.
Right, to the
they would
pit
fall
down
down
there.
into the crushing system. So that's pretty much how it works. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm excited about this.
I love it.
You can turn that one off now, I guess.
Okay. Got it.
Don't you get hit by the slime blocks and knock you right off
So
the
yeah,
ledge.
these slime blocks, would extend all the way out to the end out here. And as long as you don't do a slime block on the end here, you can do whatever you want. I mean, if you want, we could do dirt, glass. We're probably going to just do glass, I think, though.
Yeah, glass sounds good.
Right.
And
but we're going
that way
to probably
it's,
save that
covering
till
the whole
end,
area.
because once we put the arms fully on, then it's actually kind of a pain to be in here. You kind of have to ender pearl over the elevator.
You got to watch your step
Yeah.
once the arms are in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be going off the ledge.
All right, so the next step, I think, is to we got to do this 32 times, right? We have 32 spawn platforms. We have, what, 4 of them done, I think?
Well,
4.
This 4, because we didn't actually do this
Okay.
one. This was a demo only,
Right.
so yeah, 4.
Right, so we still have 28 more of these to go, so let's get busy. Unbelievable. Massive more
man.
progress. We're basically done now, right? It's working 100%.
It's
So,
functional, yeah. It's now
it is
functional. All 4 sides are in and
completely
fully
done.
functional.
So we kind of have to apologize. This farm has been made over, what, almost 2 weeks now? So we decided to
Yeah.
make a video, but there's been a lot of jump cuts. A lot of progress made in the live stream. So it's like, I know it's like 2 cuts and we're done, but here it is. It's done. It's amazing.
Yeah. I think this was about 4 live streams of work,
Yeah,
plus
many
2 nights
hours.
of us staying up.
But yeah, you can
So-
see all the obsidian towers there. I think you got those in yesterday, right? Those are all the flying machine
Yep, these are
catchers
the-
we just showed you.
Yep, and they're all just set to automatically return the flying machine. So
Right.
there's no on-off switches on the inside. There's actually an on-off switch wired to all the back ones, so we can turn this thing off. As in, right now, it's off. You don't see any mobs
Which is
falling
really
or
cool.
see
Yeah,
any of them flying.
minimal. We really
Yeah.
wanted to go with like minimal stuff in here because this view going up is obviously just super cool. Look, seeing all 4 sides. Now, obviously, this pillar here, this ladder up, will eventually be removed. We have plans about that. We'll talk about that later. This beacon's going to be taken out, so it's going to be a
Yep.
super nice, clean view up to the sky there. And then, of course, we have the glass roof up there, which is really cool too. So we're perfectly safe in here. No mobs can see us.
Yep, exactly. So you can come in here. You can actually like leave yourself. You can walk away from your keyboard even if you want, and then you come back a couple minutes later, and this place is just filled with wither skeletons.
Right. So are we
and
ready to
it's
try this thing out
awesome.
here?
Yeah,
The
I think we
full
should.
Power of this devastating machine.
We've made them wait long enough. I
Yeah.
say let's do the grand
All right.
reveal here. So I've hidden a little switch over here. It's kind of temporary. I
Right.
can flip that lever, and at this point, our frames are going to drop just a bit because there's
Did you hit it?
32 flying machines.
Oh yeah, this
Yep,
is
I hit
totally
it.
lag machine, and we know. So we're only going to
Yep,
run this
yep.
when we're
You
here.
can feel it.
You can feel it. You can
and we
feel it.
shit.
Yep.
Oh,
Here it
here it
comes.
comes.
All 4
Oh,
of them.
man.
Let's see what we got. What do we get?
Yep,
Oh man, look at them all. Look at this. Holy
quite
crap.
a few. It's a little loud in here.
I got my mobs turned down, but look, I think we just got
Oh,
what?
I'm
like
gonna have to turn my down.
10
holy cow.
skeletons, maybe more. Unbelievable. Oh,
Yeah,
this is
so
so
look
cool.
at this thing. So all the blaze are getting killed. If we wanted to, we could get a blaze rod or 2.
I think
even
it's going to be quite a
just
good
by hitting
blaze farm, actually. Yeah.
Yep. So the idea is, like I said, you can just kind of leave yourself in here if you want, and
Right.
come back a few minutes later, or you can just kind of make your way around
Yep, here comes the
and
second
hit
wave.
these guys.
This is awesome.
Pigmen dying. It's a nice gold farm as well.
Yeah, I think if you
Oh,
stay...
that was a skull.
You got one already? Nice.
Oh yeah, one
We're
just
gonna
came
have,
in.
We're gonna have
Holy
hundreds.
cow.
We're gonna be taking baths in these
Yeah.
skulls. This is crazy.
Oh yeah.
I think if you AFK'd here for even just 10 minutes, you'd easily have 100 wither skeletons here.
Yeah, this would be completely full. And probably
man.
fill up mob cap with just wither skeletons.
Unbelievable. So yeah, you dip down inside
Oh.
here, just give them a little choppy. We're gonna put some red carpets on top of the hoppers here, just for looks, I think, and so things
Yeah,
don't
that'll
fall
look good.
like in the hoppers there. But love this. This is crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, I love the sound of the pigmen getting crushed
Yep,
left and right.
Yep.
Oh.
All the magma cream we're gonna have. This is so good. There's so many. This is like a great XP farm. It's a gold farm. It's a magma cream farm. It's a skeleton farm. It's like it's a blaze rod farm. It's everything. It's everything.
Oh man, that right there made this whole thing worth the work. This
It did.
we called it the pucker farm because
Oh god, you have no idea.
the entire time we built this, we were like above lava, getting shot at by blaze, and holding shift nonstop so we wouldn't fall from above.
I just wanted to cry. Yeah, this was the hardest thing we've ever built. Like,
Yes.
just constantly terrified. Blaze hitting us, knocking us off into the lava. I think we went through what, maybe 20 fire resist potions.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we were
at
only
least
using
we
them.
just have a few left over,
We
I
were
think.
only using them as we got dunked in the lava, so that's how many times we would have died. Without
There's
those potions.
like
Just
4
unbelievable.
left. That's it.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, no kidding. I did actually die once. We won't talk about that.
I did
but
too. I did too.
that's right.
Hey, so
oh,
I'm
but it's
thinking-
working.
I'm thinking it's time to really see what this thing can do. What do you say?
Ooh, yeah.
Should we have like
Yeah,
a little friendly challenge, a little contest?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk
Yeah,
here. Hold on.
I'll take 2 sides.
Right.
You take 2 sides.
Now, how
and we'll
does
just
it,
see how many skulls
show me
we
how
can
these
get.
hoppers are working. Okay, we have a chest for each corner. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we need to add one more chest over here because they all kind of have double. Oh, maybe what we'll do is clean these out.
Yeah.
Dude, there's 17 skulls in this one. 17 skulls just sitting in
that's
this
awesome.
one.
Okay, so you'll just take like north and west, and I'll take south and east, and we'll go.
That sounds good to me.
All
Yeah,
right.
a little. How long should we go for? About,
I don't know, 10 minutes.
you call it 10 minutes.
10
All right.
minutes. Maybe,
yeah,
maybe
we'll
more,
do a
maybe
little
20.
10
We'll see.
minute.
We'll time lapse it.
Yeah, we'll time lapse it, and we'll see who gets the most skulls. So maybe we should do like a. You ever do a poll in your YouTube videos? Put a poll on this thing. We can
I
do a
like
poll,
that.
and we
Yeah,
can
that's a
have
good
the
idea.
viewers.
I've been meaning to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
How
let's put a
many will
poll
we
on the
get?
video.
How many will we
How?
get?
Do you want to do that, or you just want to do who's gonna win?
I've never done the poll system. Is it multiple choice?
You can put multiple choice.
Let's do that. We'll do.
Okay.
So on our screens right now, in the upper right-hand corner, will be a poll. Click that and choose the option. We'll have ranges of skulls. It'll probably be like 1 to 10 or 1 to something like that. I don't know. We'll figure something out. And then you guys.
And that's
make a
total
pick.
between the 2 of us,
Yes,
right?
total between the 2 of us. See
Okay.
how many we can get.
clear that.
And I guess we'll say, you want to go 20 minutes?
I think we can afford to go 20 minutes. Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah,
20
that'll be
minutes,
much more
okay?
impressive, I think.
So 20 minutes,
Yeah.
we'll time lapse some of it. We'll do some jump cuts probably here and there, and we'll be back to see what the verdict is. Ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Go.
All right, man. 20 minutes is up. Let me turn this guy off. If I can't reach the lever.
That was
there we go.
crazy,
Got
that was
it.
crazy. All right, are we revealing yours first?
Yeah, I guess we can. Now, hey, we gotta be upfront with everybody. There was some people in the Nether pretty much the entire time
And
we were
honestly,
doing this.
that
So
really hurts the rates. I think this thing can crank a lot
Yeah.
faster, so this is going to be a lot lower than what we hope it to be. So, all right.
Yep.
Big reveal, first chest.
First chest, I got 5
in there.
skulls.
Okay,
Not
very
bad.
nice.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Oh, these guys are still in here. I'm gonna leave these guys. I'm not gonna kill
Look
them.
at
'cause
them.
they're
We'll
not
just
part of
line it up here.
They,
This is like
they
in
came
the-
in post.
Yeah, in the 30
Ooh.
seconds since we stopped hitting kill them. Yeah. What do we got here?
8. I
Did you
got
check them out already?
13 total.
8?
I did.
What?
Yep. I got
Oh,
8 on this
man.
side. The luck was with me on what
That
direction is
great.
this?
I think something about your
North.
sides, okay? So, I think your side is better than the sides I had, and I think the theory is because out there
Maybe.
is all lava, nothing but
Yeah.
lava. And over there is a whole
That's
ton
true.
of netherrack and fortress and everything, so I think I got the short end of the stick.
I think you did too.
All right, let's see what I got. I haven't checked yet. A 2.
Wait here, I'll help you out. Maybe it's
Oh,
just the
oh,
luck of my
gee.
sword.
Maybe your sword's better? Yeah, let's
No,
see.
no.
Still 2. And then
It is
over
looting
here,
3.
I know I didn't come close to yours. Yeah, 4 over here. Okay,
Or ooh,
So
how many?
6.
What's the total?
6 total compared to your what?
Oh man, I more than doubled yours. Okay, yeah,
You got 13?
definitely.
Yeah. So
Definitely
that's
something
interesting.
up with your side.
That's interesting. That I think sides matter, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, the spawn platforms go, 30 blocks over there versus 30 blocks over there. So every time it tries to spawn a mob in a chunk, there's not many spawn or places to spawn mobs
Yeah.
out in those chunks, except in the fortress.
My chunks are the chosen ones.
They're the chosen ones. Yes. We hate
Cool.
you.
So I mean, that was cool though. I mean, you got 6. I got 13. We almost got
Right.
20 skulls. So
in
19.
20 minutes. So a skull a
So,
minute, roughly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I'll take that any day. Yeah, and not to mention people were in the
Cool.
Nether too. So
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. Nobody else on the server. This thing will be cranking.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait. So we haven't really discussed exactly how this separating system
Right.
/ crushing system works. Maybe we should do that.
we should. I kind of that's all you, and I like that's magic. However that works. So yeah, show me how the thing works.
All right, so let's talk about these crushers a little bit and how this separates out the large.
Yeah,
tanks.
this is all voodoo magic. You're working your butt off on these things, and it's just like this mysterious side project. So how do they work?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool design. I got it from an SZ Petty Design, and it's kind of really cool because it separates the big magma cubes that spawn here.
Okay.
That's why we had to make this thing 3 wide, and then they fall down. As you see a tripwire right under us here.
Right.
They'll fall, they'll catch that, and then the pistons kind of push them over into these cactus.
Just like mash them into the pricklies.
Yeah,
Nice,
it just
like
mashes them right into these cactus. So
Okay.
that'll break them down one more level, and then now they're 2 wide, and then the kind of same process occurs down there. There's another set of pistons you
Wow.
can see.
Okay.
That push them the opposite way into cactus.
Oh, so
and
there's
then
more
at that
cactus
point-
underneath us here? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
directly underneath this one you were looking at.
Right,
on top
right,
of that,
right.
be below the string. There's a few more cactus. So basically, by the end of that, it ensures all the to just their smallest size, and they will
Gotcha.
fit in the 1 wide hole. Everybody else, they just get pushed over by pistons, and they'll just fall all the way down into the gap.
Oh, we have a contestant over here. Look, he's demonstrating.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you for demonstrating. It is.
How kind of you to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, so you can see.
Yeah, he's just bouncing on the cactus there. Little guys pop
Yep.
out. They fall in the hole.
Yep. Eventually, they'll make their way down. You can see they're getting pushed into the smaller one. Even some of the small ones die in the cactus.
Yep.
And the rest of them fell down below.
That's awesome.
The
Man.
below part's pretty cool. So, oh, by the way, there's also clocks on these pistons too, so they don't just get stuck out.
Right.
You know?
So they keep
So
trying
that's
to
what
like
all that's
mash them
about.
over and over while they're in there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's why they keep going on.
I like that.
So it doesn't get stuck while somebody's in there.
Cool.
But then when it gets to the bottom, that's kind of the cool part because it's crushing anything that's too high. And then the magma or the wither skellies, they're 3 high, so
Right.
their heads kind of stick
So
above the
simple
whole thing.
yet so perfect. So everything dies automatically. But if we're down there, we still have the option of like smacking the blaze to get the blaze rod if we want, or the pigment.
Exactly.
Or, yeah.
Exactly.
So this is crazy.
Works out perfectly.
This thing is like
The hardest thing was
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the hardest thing was the corners, man, because we made this thing a square.
Mhm.
I ended up sharing some of the clocks. So you'll see like the second one down there. There's tripwire hooks on the same block, so those kind of share the same
Ew,
clock.
I like that. Okay, that's cool.
Because it was just so tight once we got down to that level. But
They
it
share
all
a
worked out
clock,
pretty
but
good.
are they both going to go off at the same time? Like if one falls on one side, is the other side going to pulse?
Yeah, the other
Okay.
side's also going to pulse, even
Okay.
though there's nothing in it, which
Right.
is
Well,
it's a
that's
minor,
fine.
not a
That's
flaw,
fine.
but it happens.
Cool.
Pretty cool though. Pretty cool.
That is very
It's
cool.
been working really good.
Yeah.
So that's all there really is to it. But yeah, this was kind of a pain to build up 4 times, that's for sure.
Love it. Good stuff, man. Yeah, you definitely busted your butt here, so thank you.
Huh, you're welcome. It was fun.
All right, Impulse. So we got a completely functioning, pretty insane farm here, but we still have some work to do, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, we've kind of made a mess as we built this thing. I
Yeah.
mean,
I can't believe how many shulkers we have down here. Like all of them are like empty. There's like a bone in one of these, like a glass bottle in another. Used
starting to
potion.
get a lot of junk from this farm
There's
as
a
well.
ton.
So
There's a ton. So yeah, we're gonna take down this beacon, okay? One of the things, and I've talked about this, we want to keep this open look all the way. So the ladder's gonna come out of here. That's not gonna be the way that we come in here. The beacon will be gone. Everything will be cleaned up and nice and flat in here, and then there's this, okay? So we were kind of looking at each other like, well, how are we gonna get in here? Because there's nowhere in really these corners and everything. But right here, this is kind of a hidden bonus here. Because this nether brick is here, we can actually dig down in here and make a room down there very easily. So what's the plans down there?
yeah, so I'm thinking we should probably get some storage going, right? Like
Right.
right now we just have all these hoppers going to a chest on each corner.
Right.
It would be cool if they all led to one sorting system, and then we
Right.
can keep what we want and get rid of what we don't. Which obviously there's no reason to
Oh.
keep these stone swords.
Dude, I just
So
had a
that'd
great
be cool.
idea, like right now.
Really?
So
Go
we're gonna
for it.
build
Hit
some,
me with it.
yeah. So down below here, we're gonna have like the sorting systems for all the items that you want to keep, and then everything else will just get like pooped out into the lava or whatever. What if every time a skull went through this system, there was a couple little note blocks like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo or something?
Ooh, I like that.
How
I like
awesome would that be?
little,
Because
like,
as you're up
one-up.
here, you're not
Yeah,
gonna know.
That's cool.
Isn't that epic? Oh, we're totally doing that. We're totally doing that. Okay. So yeah, we'll have a little storage system down there. So I mean, we'll do what? Skulls, magma cream, blaze rods,
gold. Yeah, we need gold.
Gold. So there's gonna be quite a few, 4, 5, 6 sorters there, or whatever. And then we're also gonna put the power switch down there. But we have some. So you want to explain the kind of very specific needs we have of turning this thing on and off that we've been talking about?
needs.
Well, you know, the 30-second thing.
Yeah, so flying machines don't like chunks being unloaded.
Right.
We've learned because we've logged out a few times with these guys in flight, and they just kind of stop.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that people can't leave, to the best of our abilities anyway, they can't leave the area without turning the machine off.
Right.
So we're thinking kind of like I did last season, where your only way of getting out is to go through a door that you have to flip the lever for, and that lever is the on-off switch for the machine. So we can kind of control it that way.
Right.
Obviously, it's not perfect. If the server shut down or somebody logged out on their own while they were in this area,
We'll put some signs
would
in that
unload,
room down there. You know, please do not.
Yeah, we'll try
log
to
off
encourage
here.
them not to
Please
do that.
Not, yeah.
But yeah, basically like a little airlock we'll have to create in there before they're allowed to leave. And also, I think we're going to be good too, because the flying machines do take about 60 seconds, right? If they to make a full trip back and forth. And we also have this ladder all the way up to
that
the
takes
ceiling.
about 60 seconds to climb. Yeah.
That just so happens to take about
so
60 seconds. So yeah, so if they turn the machine off and then they climb the ladder, the chunks will, or the flying machines will all return to home and dock in their launching stations before the person is able to leave.
Which is
the chunks,
exactly what we want. Yeah, get them all locked in and stopped.
Exactly,
So this is a colossal feat we've accomplished here, dude. This is one of the biggest projects I think we've ever done.
This definitely gives the gas to Pete a run for its money, that's for sure.
It felt like more work went into this, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, this one was much more stressful, I would say.
Absolutely. But I'm glad it's done.
But, oh, yeah, me too. And we now can get endless amounts of skulls, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait to have all the beacons.
on my base. I can't wait.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it would fit my base's theme,
no,
but for you, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, man. Are we done?
I think so, at least for now. We'll come back and we'll work on the control room and stuff at a later date. But I gotta take a break, man. My nerves can't handle it anymore in here.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And you know, if you guys like this and think it's pretty cool, hit that like button on both the videos.
Definitely would appreciate it. Yep,
Definitely
on both. Yeah. Watch both our videos.
Yeah. Right.
Even though they're about the same.
All right, dude. I'll catch you later.